What up, people? Let's get this up. What up, people? Let me just find this thing. Hey, Insta-Ophio. Hope you're well. Can never find these things when I want them. Masiji, how you doing? You alright? We are getting this up and ready. Asking you to join us because we are live. Not working. How you doing, people? We are live, ladies and gentlemen. 21 questions. Masiji, how you doing? A message. Sorry, I'm saying it wrong. Hey. 21 questions with the GRIMWADE family. Just getting all this set up. Good morning. Good morning. There's no way. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am your host, ICICIE. I'm going to put my Instagram in the comment section if you want to follow me personally. I am the host and creator of the Sit Down and 21 Questions. And today we're going to have fun with an awesome family. The GRIMWADE family. Who's a fan of the GRIMWADE family? Let's see who's in the house. If you can just put your flag in the comment section. Let's see who we got in the building. Where you from? Colorado, Denver, you in the building? Let's know. How's everyone doing? Big up Undiluted Voices. Big up Margaret in the building. How you doing? Good to see you in here. Nye Honey in the building. 2 more minutes, then we're going to get started. The GRIMWADE family. If you're a fan, I want to see your flag in the comment section. Let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're repping. If you're from the US, let's see that flag. If you're from the UK, if you're from Africa, let's see your flag. Dun, dun. We got that. Just came from Nando's today, so I got a little bit of a dessert. Let's get all this ready. "21 questions. Insta-Ophio, I see your British flag up in there. Welcome everybody as you're joining. 1 more minute and then we're going to get cracking. I am ICICIE. I'm the host and the creator of the Sit Down. And this is our Insta Live segment. Every Thursday, 9 p.m. we do 21 questions. All right, it's all about getting our guests on, asking as many questions as we can within the hour so that you can get kind of like an in-depth understanding of who they are, man. If you've never listened to this before and never been a part of it, go back and listen to all our previous episodes through the link in our bio. And if you're watching this on replay, welcome. Thank you for press and click. Make sure you leave a comment. Let us know how you found the session. All right, we're almost there. Fuma Sahara Jones, welcome. Eloise Harrison, welcome. Roman, welcome. Jaden, welcome. Chowley, welcome. Good to see you. Jay Jacob, Jacob God is cool. I hope I said it right. But you're always here, and I appreciate that. Alicia, thank you for coming. Who else we got? Guys, welcome to 21 Questions. I'm your host, IC. I've put my link in the bios. In the comment section. Feel free. Let us know how you're doing, man. Let me know if you can hear me as well. Just put an ear in the comment section, and we're gonna get started. We're gonna be chatting with Tim and Ella GRIMWADE. Hi, it's Ebony. Triple O Music in the building. Let me know if you can hear me. Just put an ear in the comment section. Just make sure. Bless in the building. Bless man walking. Hey. All right, without further ado, we're going to get cracking. 21 questions. Let me get this all up. And we are live in the building, in the building. Sahara, thank you. All right, let's get cracking. We're going to invite GRIMWADE Family on. Hey, how you doing?
What's happening?
Oh, the little baby, how's she? Oh, still.
Yeah, all good, man.
Can you hear me? Am I clear?
I'm good, Tobin.
I'm just like, no, put my hand
down.
Oh, guys, thank you for joining me, man. It's been great to get you on. 21 questions. Are you ready for 21 questions?
Yeah,
as ready as we ever be, innit?
Now, guys who are watching, they have no idea about the questions. They have no.
That's the talk.
Literally.
They got no idea about the topics or anything. So every response they give is going to be real, raw, and honest. So the way 21 question works is we're going to give you as many questions as we can within the hour. You've got one pass card, all right? One pass card. So you can skip a question if you want. However,
but that's like semi-cheating, isn't it?
But if you don't skip a question, there's a prize waiting for you right here. Okay. So that's the catch. All right. Let's see if you make it all the way through. Guys, if you're just joining us, welcome to 21 Questions. I am your host, IC. And we are chilling with the GRIMWADE family today. If you've never been a part of 21 Questions, make sure you click the link in the bio and you can watch all our previous episodes. But today it is going down. All right. So let's get it crack-a-lacking. We're going to start off light. Light work. Is that all right?
Yeah, man.
All right. So for both of you, I want to ask, when are you the happiest? When are you the happiest?
When am I the happiest?
Do you want to go, ladies, first? Or?
Okay. So do you want the real answer or
the real?
Correct.
The real.
Okay, right. So the correct answer is I'm happy when my husband and my children are happy.
Yeah, that one.
But I'm most happiest when all my chores are done and we've got time, like then focus on doing stuff with the kids and I going on in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
When I've got loads of stuff on top of me, like house-wise, business-wise, and yet we're still obviously trying to prioritize the kids.
Yeah.
Bit of a grump. Doing it.
I think that's unfair. Like I really do. I think I can tell it's on top of you, but like it's not out. It's not usually outward. Every now and again, obviously, you the people who are closest to you usually get the brunt of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just facts. But in general, and I guess over years as well, you work on it, innit? Do you know what I mean? You work at not always letting it smash out at your partner or whatever.
Yeah.
And just today, Ella said, because and she was like, "Oh,
no, I gave a little look, and you went, "What's wrong?"
Yeah, I was
and
like,
I said,
"What's wrong?"
because I gave him a kiss goodbye, and I was like, nothing. And he goes, nah, you're doing the woman thing. What's wrong? And I was like, no, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong now. And he goes, what's wrong then?
Do you know what I mean?
And he goes,
Like,
do anything. He goes, so what then?
so what's the problem?
I said, well, it was
yeah, you said, well, I'm still upset at you from yesterday. I had the hump through you from yesterday. I was like, did you? Like,
well, it couldn't have been that bad. Didn't know. Yeah, I guess I have to let it go now.
Yeah, hey, boy. Just to, I didn't even get to set the foundation. Tell us, give us a brief summary for those who are just tuning in for the first time ever, not aware of who you are. Give us a brief synopsis of who you are and your family.
Yeah, in a nutshell, we're obviously an interracial family of 8. So Houston here, who is actually our youngest, but yeah, and we do some videos occasionally on YouTube 3 times. Yeah, we've been going for like what, 3 years now on YouTube, and somehow, crazy enough, we've amassed over 200 and something thousand subscribers.
Yeah, 213.
Well, there you go. See, Iceman. You know what I mean? But yeah, and it's a blessing, really and truly. That was just birthed out of us going on the street, people looking at us going, sorry, what? How, like, as we went through a shop door or something, counting how many people were coming in the line, and then like, are they all yours? And we're, yeah, and then they're like, either you're like, you really like kids, or you're insane. And then it was like, well, they was like, how in the world do you do it? Because you and Ella look semi-decent. Do you know what I mean? The children look together. Like, this is mind-boggling to apparently to a lot of people. So and it was like, I was like, well, to be honest, I could probably show you better than I could tell you. Do you know what I mean? That's, you know me, like, you know me for a minute. Like, that's, I'm out there. Like, I'm transparent. It is what it is. Like, if you need to know something, no matter what it is, you can just ask, and I'll tell you. Like, you might always like the answer, but I'll tell you. Do you know what I mean? And that's not because I'm trying to be like out of order. That's actually because I love. Do you know what I mean? Like, because, and my family members will tell you that. Like, do you know what I mean? It's a bit of a military camp up in here, and it has to be. Do you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of us. Do you know what I mean? And so yeah, man. So we started up the YouTube, and then obviously Insta and other socials, TikTok or whatever. They all kind of come off of that. But I just really enjoy. I feel like I've been blessed. Like, real talk. I feel like I've honestly been blessed, and I feel like I was always in awe of how much of a dope mum and wife Ella is. Like, and I wanted to put that before others, like, and say, look, like, if there's any awards out there for dope or wives, she needs it. And I think, really and truly, when you read through the comments on our YouTube, I feel like it's going that way. People are already like, oh my gosh, Ella is a phenomenal woman. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just blessed to be me and be benefiting from it. Do you know what I mean?
Have a phenomenal man.
I love it.
Here we go.
You know,
Maybe the compliment was.
That was you mean, yeah.
And I think that's why I wanted to kind of get you guys on, because I've known you for a while, for way back. And my wife, like, she was watching the videos on and off with my daughter as well. And I'll walk past on TV, I'd be like, oh, that's E.T.'s. And so after a while, I didn't even watch them properly. But then I started to pay attention to them. And what I loved was that you guys were presenting something totally different, totally different out to what is in culture, to what is promoted in culture, which is a whole family together and building them up with wholesome values and morals. And that's not readily out there. So putting that in the forefront and seeing people connect with that, it's a beautiful thing for people to see both you two in love and that love spill out into your children. And when people compliment your children, it's because of the love that you lot are constantly pouring into them and affirming them with. And I want, just from the top of the program, in a sense, just to salute both of you, because it cannot be easy, as we'll go into, but God has given you the grace to do it. He's given you the platform to do it.
Yeah.
And you are doing it. So we salute you, man.
Appreciate
Can we get a round of applause in the comment section? Let's see what can clap.
Guys, you know what? Like, to be honest, like, do you remember because we went to Ali's wedding on our second vlog? That was our second vlog we ever put out, right?
Wow.
And I remember, because I think it's on the vlog. I swear it's in the camera and be like, 1 million subscribers or whatever. And, like, certain man like you, those things don't go unnoticed. Do you know what I mean? Like, people support from however they can. Do you know what I mean? But we feel like, I feel proud, because I feel proud in a way that I feel like people are saying, go on, Tiz, run with it. Do you know what I mean? Do your thing. Like, obviously you get the haters. Haters is normal, right? Like, but saying that, we don't get many. No, I can't like, well, not to our face anyway. Like, it's usually love. Like, and so, like, but we appreciate, you know, everyone, because it allows us to basically, before I even started, sorry, darling, before we even started that, like, when me and Ella got married, I was like, I have not got married to then go out of my house more time than I'm in it, to spend more time with other people than my own wife. Like, now I know every people's different and circumstance different, but that was me. That was my heart. That was honestly my heart. And it really bothered me that, you know, like, a traditional 9 to 5 would take you out of the yard so long. And I'm thinking, and then likewise, when children came along, I had children to raise children.
Yes.
Like, I didn't have children to palm them off to someone else to raise them. Like, otherwise, again, what's the point? Do you know, I could have lived a wild life. I could have lived single. I could have lived just us. We could have said, you know what I mean? But I did these things purposely. So I prayed and I was like, Lord, look, I don't know how we're going to do it. Like, talking like he's my Cody. Like, to work this one out. But I need some kind of job that is going to allow me to be with my family while I do it. And thank God, you know, and God bless, like, the GRIMWADE gang out there. Like, they've allowed us to do that. Could never thank anyone enough, because that's my dream.
For us to go on our honeymoon night, innit? That God would use us to be our family, to encourage others. I remember. I always remember we prayed that, and then
that's beautiful. That is beautiful, man. I want to ask, in managing all of the children, how do you two find time to be individuals and yourselves? Because you're more than your role, you're more than the positions that you hold. You're Tim, you're Ella. How do you find time to be Tim and to be Ella?
Like, I think for me personally, like, if I'm totally honest, yes, we are individuals, but our family is us. Like, it is. So when I'm out running errands for the kids, like taking Hez, that, you know how Hez does football, like, and he is a joke, man. He's on some, like, 12 hours, 15 hours, but then the girls, they're dancing, do you know what I mean? And everyone needs your time. Do you know what I mean? Important, like, and when I'm doing all those things, I feel like I know a lot of people say, yeah, but you need time for you. So what me and Ella do is, after, you know, everyone's gone to bed, as you can see, usually the youngest one kind of pushes the limits a bit. Like, all 7:30, bed gone, out. Like, because
as long as it says he's not training,
then 7:30, you know, it'll be wrap up, and then me and Ella will get it in. Do you know what I mean? We'll watch a film, or I say we'll watch a film. We don't usually watch film very much. We usually have that in the background. We run business stuff and, you know, whatever, and we try and manically do it through the day, but that doesn't always work great. But honestly, like, again, like you just said, we try and kind of go against the grain with the stereotype thing. Like, I didn't get married to be a single pop star. Do you know what I mean? Like, I did it to dedicate myself to family. So it does, what does happen is I end up getting saluted because I'm a man and I'm, you know, manning my house or whatever. But, you know, the truth is, I'm just doing what God says to do when, like, well, I'm trying. I'm not perfect. Come on, man. Like, but, you know, I'm just trying my best. And and it's amazing. Like I've had some amazing comments over the time, like stuff like I didn't have my dad around, but watching you is truly like feel loved. Like you, and we know we live. That's what I'm saying. Like and the way you hug your girls, or the way you, do you know what I mean? You affirm you know, who they are, and they're so confident, and they're this and they're that. Yeah, I told them you will be confident. Like no longer, do you know what I mean? Your second name is GRIMWADE. You will be confident. Like God loves you. I love you. That's all you need. Everything else is a bonus. And also, we live in a world where it's sheep ting. Like everyone's on the sheep ting. If you believe, you go and do something dope. Get a herd. You're gonna because unfortunately that's, you know, not everyone checks into what they're doing. It just matters that everyone's doing it. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
So and I've seen that in so many things. Like if you go into I don't know, like say you dance, for instance, and you go into a dance class and you're not, like some people go in with their, like, you know, head down or body language wrong, and those man or girls, you know, don't get checked for as much as the man who go, or the girls who go into that dance class, head up, right, kit on, let's go, yep, ready. Do you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, because people don't miss these things, like those kind of traits are champion traits. Do you know what I mean? They're champion traits. They're traits you will always see in a winner. You pick anyone who has done really well at what they do. They weren't shy. Like they weren't shy. They knew, because again, there's a balance between confidence and arrogance. But you need order. Or I believe anyway. You need to border on the. But you know you're good at something. You need to. Yeah, like
anything shake you from
100. Like, sorry, babe, go on. I'm over chatting.
There's so many people that obviously, once they see somebody being confident, they want to pull them down. So you assured within yourself
100.
that whatever people say isn't going to make you waver. Back to the us being ourselves and whatnot, and Tim obviously saying like he's being himself when he takes the kids here, there, blah blah blah. Like I feel like a part of being is that you are kind of creating mini versions of yourself. Do you know what I mean? Saying they're going to have their differences. I'm sure many a parent will tell you, "Oh, right, I thought my kids were going to be like this," but they're totally not. But for me, so for example, say I was to be in the kitchen doing some singing, I can't be like, "Oh, I've got to shut the door and lock the kids out." That's a bit of me time, quote unquote. But bring the kids in on that.
Bring them in and let them see your me time. And then they can make it our time. Like because, and then it becomes a trait of theirs. Do you know?
Beautiful.
Very big. We are very big on teachable moments. Like I stop the house about 25 million times a day. Not a week, a day. Like oh my, the world is moving. They're seeing things. And anytime I'm checking,
family discussions on a regular.
like even little things like, okay, so say I said well done to one of the girls because they were doing particularly good in their gymnastics. After say, because I see all their faces when one gets a yes, well done, the other like do you know what I mean? The truth of the matter is in life, like you get well done when you have a workman's like attitude. When you just crack on and do well, you'll get your well dones. But don't do it for the well dones, because otherwise they'll never come, because you're looking, you're not working, you're looking. It's like when we browse Instagram, and we browse so much Instagram or whatever for hours, and you're looking at a next man on set of their music video or whatever, and these times they're getting money and progressing, and you are watching. And in that time, you can't be progressing as well. You're watching. You're stagnant. Do you know what I mean? But really, if someone inspires you, go get in the kitchen. Whatever that kitchen may be, whether it's music, whether it's, you know what I mean, whatever, go get cooking. Like, if you can't sing, go practice.
It's so bad,
like, you know?
It's true. I was gonna ask, like with Ella, your father, he mentioned something about raising your children with maturity and exposing them to just the realities of life. And you lot have gone through some some hairy situations, you know, with, you know, whether it's the fall that, you know, your child had, or whether it's losing a twin.
Mhm.
You lot have been through crazy stuff, but your children have been right there, and you haven't shielded them from it. How do you feel when you're going through it and you want to share it with them, but you actually still want to shield it from them? What are your emotions during that time? Because you're going through it as well.
Yeah.
But how do you deal with exposing them, but not exposing them to too much?
To be honest, the exposing them to too much went a long time ago. Like, because that's the truth. Like in our house, but like, okay. So in order for my boys to grow up as men who understand emotion and when it's cool and when it's not, to, you know, be sad or whatever, I need to show you firsthand, because again, I can show you better than I can tell you. I can tell you other things. I can get a textbook and read the textbook, and it's not relevant or in context at all.
No, I've got a good example. So, for example, I think a lot of parents feel like, you know what, it'd be such a blessing if our kids never ever saw us argue. Which, to be honest, is a mindset that Tim and I were like, oh, it would be great if we could do that. That would be really lovely. That's how we started off. But in the first, I don't know, however many months or a couple years or whatever, after having a child, and we're like, darn it, I've already messed up. Now we've kind of turned it round to, if we start having a bit of a, you know, argument or what have you, like, we will explain what's going on to the kids. Wow. You know, you've got to use discretion if it's not necessarily a topic that you can fully open up with them. But to be fair, more often than not, if they see us arguing, it's something that we can explain quite openly to them. Yeah. They will see and hear each of our points of view and then how we're dealing with it. And actually, as the parents, whilst doing that, like, I've been arguing my point all hot-headedly or what have you. Not hot-headed, but yeah. And as I'm discussing it and trying to explain, well, because as a woman, I feel like that, and then I'm talking it and realizing, okay, this sounds a bit half or whatnot. I can show the thought process that I'm having to go through. Even especially
amazing.
Yeah, she's especially sensitive to these things in terms of, she picks things up and she remembers. And I will see her apply certain things. Say she has an argument with her sister, or a situation comes up with even a friend out of the home or whatnot. She's really, really taken on board what she's learned and then tries to herself.
Yeah, she's dope with that.
Yeah, which is obviously ideally what you want to happen. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean it always looks pretty and the kids are like, oh, mummy, are you okay? I'm like, well,
no, I don't feel great right now.
No, but you know.
Yeah, and I know A, it will be okay.
Yeah.
B, you know, so like, it's when you got to check yourself, and kids are great for that, like checking yourself, like, because you see a lot of you in your kids.
In your kids, yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's not.
Where did they get that from?
And then you quickly put two and two together and like, you got that from me because I said that, like, or I did that. Do you know what I mean? And you have to say, I'm really sorry, Hallie, but I was tripping when that happened, and you need to not do it either. You know, we need to hold each other accountable.
I shouldn't put in my eyes, or I shouldn't mutter anything under my breath or whatnot. And you realise, actually, they copied me doing that or whatever. So yeah, like you said,
Tell me about living life on display, because you lot are on YouTube. Your parenting is there to critique. Everything is on show through the things that you go through and the things that the kids experience and the way that you react to them. Do you face any pressures behind the scenes with giving it all to the world?
I honestly, I was like, from when I posed to Ella on stage, right? Like, as you were there, like, bro, that's long. That's all long.
He said it's long.
That's just straight long, because you're gonna find me out at some point. Like, you know, like, for instance, if you check me at like I'm very calm now. Like, as I'm passionate, but I'm calm, generally speaking. Like, but you see me at a football game, I'm two different people. Jekyll and Hyde, and I'm trying to learn. Like, I ain't never too old to learn. I'll be learning every day. Like, yeah, but it's two different folks. You see me, like when Liverpool are messing around, then it's all peak. Like, but this is all of me. Do you know? All of me. And in order for you to, this is my thing, right? When people look into our lives and say your kids are amazing, right? My problem is always, but I want to show you more. Like, because you need to know, like, you need to know everything. Like, because, just the same as you see someone turn up in a shiny Merc or whatever, and you're like, oh, wow, you're doing bits, like, or whatever. That's your first initial reaction. And then, but you don't know behind the scenes how they acquired such, such whatever. So it's, and this is what, bro, this is why we came onto social media, because we wanted to be the change that we wanted to see. Like, we thought, and the saying that if you want something done good, then do it yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's that kind of thing, because I just saw constantly, especially stuff with girls. Like, I've got 4 girls and 5, including my dear wife, like, who are, obviously in the world and seeing the boob jobs and the bum lifts and do you know what I mean, all these things. And look, as a male, straight up and down, any male who tells you those things don't immediately put a girl in your eyesight is a liar. But after that, you have to have the thing of, oh, but I'm committed here for this reason. Do you know what I mean? Or whatever. And then comes the rationale. Do you know what I mean? Men are always eyes first. So, and women are the opposite. They're going to be, how you make me feel first. Do you know what I mean? 100%. So, and this is often why you see stunning women with what you would look at and say, this is bad on our behalf because God created everyone. But you're like, sorry, I don't think you're quite on the level of her, or where, because he has something else, like that connected with and found her at the right time, or whatever it is. And so what I'm saying now is, yes, girls, when you grow up, or yes, babe, when you grow up, where, like, you could go get your boobs done, go get your bum done, and all of a sudden you would have attention, like, immediately. That's how the world works. Do you know what I mean? And the funny thing, again, us men, enjoying curves and stuff like that, that's nothing that's, like, wrong. Like, God put it that way. We were meant to, that's how it was meant to go. So, like, that's all just natural. But where the perversion comes from, if you want, or the sin enters the fray, is when you now break commitments on the basis of what she looks like, or whatever. And I'm telling the girls, look, there are facts in the world. Like I said, you do this, you'll get attention. Cool. At the end of the day, I've got to get 1,000 shotguns anyway, because all my girls are very but at the time, you know who you are before you go getting that kind of a, do you know what I mean? And by the way, I'm not saying obviously I would ever encourage, any of that stuff. What I would encourage first and foremost is self-confidence in who you are. And if they don't like it, they ain't the one.
100%.
And that's fine. No problem at all. Do you know what I mean?
Can we have a clap for that, please, in the comment section?
I'll tell you one thing, right? One thing I respected about Ella from young, right? Like, and Ice, you'll even know, like, when we were in the church circuit rapping and stuff like that, right? It wasn't much different from normal life. There was girls well interested and guys well interested, and you know how it went. Like, but there was one thing about Ella that just stood out. And I think some of my guy brethren, like yourself, Tops, like, if if you could talk on Ella, even though you don't have to be like in the yard the whole time, but there is a certain dignity about Ella and a certain way she carries herself.
Yeah.
Not quite normal. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
100%. No, but because I know a man's mind. Of course, I'm biased, but you back me like there is a difference with a girl who just isn't swayed by every single bit of attention she grabs. Do you know? Ella used to walk the street, a man would say, yo, she wouldn't even turn her head. What the heck? My name ain't. She used to say,
yo, my name is not sweet, babe, or any.
I love it.
Furthermore, if you're trying to grab my attention that way, then hey, you started
off wrong. And that is what we don't have enough of. You start off wrong. That ain't the way you talk to me.
I do feel, though, that a lot of women think they've got that mindset, and they'll be like, oh no, that's not how you approach me. And then he'll be like, oh, so how do I approach you? Well,
and then all of a sudden it's away.
Yeah.
So you were already in.
Yeah.
Like you were like, and that was something like with Ella that like, yeah, I almost felt like I done one. Like getting Ella's attention like that, I done one because.
Like, I mean, I think like even at the beginning of our relationship, there was a lot of, well, I'm going to tell you about yourself and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's what she used to do at the beginning. Why do you club that? This was before I even met you guys, before I was even Christian, bro. Like, she used to be like, why are you always out all the time? Why do you always swear? Why do you talk to so many girls? Why do you do this? And at that point, I was like, I don't know, why in the world I'm sticking around here? Because all I'm getting is a headache.
Yeah.
Something tells me that this is worth it. And later on, I would believe that to be God. Yeah, I mean,
I hear that. Tell me about because obviously with your children, you've got an intermingling of your children, of the siblings, but then you've also got them separate. So you've got the boys and you've got the girls. With Hez and Rue, their relationship is so it's such a beautiful thing because you've got older brother. And you've got a little brother who is at his heels.
Yeah.
Anything Hez wants to do, Rue wants to do. And tell me about when you're watching and observing that, what that feels like and what you've seen with both of them.
Well, you go. It's a lot of stuff.
Like,
because they're playing football just today.
Mum's point of view, obviously. And you know, before we had Hezi, before we got married, we discussed having children, what they'd be called, We know we were hoping that we might end up with a boy first, and God obviously blessed us with our hopes. And then we were like, oh, when we have Hezi, our first son, he'll be like this, I think, and sitting in the backseat of the car and blah blah blah. So you have all these kind of like imaginations about your child in the future. And then when he came, he was all of that and more. And then, of course, between having Hezi and then having Rue, there was like, what, 8 years, wasn't it?
Yeah.
About 8 years. And of course, we was blessed with 3 of the girls. And we'd obviously been like, you know, this is such a blessing. We've got such a beautiful family. It'd be lovely to see how Hezi would be with a little brother and then how the little boy would be with him. Like, it would be crazy to see that whole relationship. And, you know, God knows the right way around of doing things, and of course, precisely. And I feel like Rue, as much as he wants to do everything that Hezi does, is so his own character.
Yes.
Mind, it's good that Hezi's so many years older than him, because I think if they was closer in age, it would be very hard to keep Hazariah in check. So because it's hard enough, I think, for them with their him being so young. But seeing them interact, it's just such a blessing, because you see Hazariah giving it all that he can, and then Hezi will just be like, yeah, okay.
But Hez is the cool one. Like, Hez is like super cool, and Rue is a cool kid. Funny enough, he just got complimented when we was just it's like such a cool 2-year-old. Like, he's so cool. I don't understand. But anyway, Hez is a different personality to Rue. Rue is rah rah rah. I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here.
I'm
like,
just calm.
You know what I mean? I'm here. Like, but I don't need to.
And I think that balances out the kind of dynamic of their relationship. And I just also think that, you know what I mean? Like, Hezi sets such an example for Rue to aspire to.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's such a big example that Rue's got a lot of years and a lot of learning in order to be able to kind of get there. Do you know what I mean? So he's just starting. But for us, I think what is also a blessing is, you know, it's not hard. I mean, it is hard, raising children in general. Yeah. But I think there's a different dynamic to raising boys as there is to girls. 100%. And I almost feel like in a way, you've got to raise your boys to let them out into the world. And of course, you do let your girls out into the world. But for me, if the girls have got any of my personality, they always come back. Do you know what I mean? You're always going to have your girls with you, kind of. So you can almost feel like, well, I'm going to be able to hold in your hand along the way. But with boys, you know, you've got to let them go and lead somebody else. So the ability of that it feels immense. It's you know what I mean? It's absolutely huge.
It's huge.
And I feel like, you know, we are able to then be okay with Hezi, we like this and this personality, but with Rue, we might have to do things slightly different. And, you know what I mean? So it gives us that kind of, like, I don't know, around between the two of them to kind of tweak what we do. Do you know what I mean?
And how would that differ to how you then treat the girls and raise the girls? Because especially within one family, in one house.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, okay, so breaking it down, in our family, first things first, is like, we don't like losing. No one in our family likes losing. Like, losing is like, even like, you know, getting down from the table for everything is
even today I won, innit, when I threw the sock in your face and hit you square in the nose.
Anyway,
because you was
and to be honest, it clocked me square in the eye. It made my eye water. I looked all neaky and everything. But,
I was loving it.
But yeah, like that's the first thing. But with the girls, I am big on Hezi is not going to be the star of the family, and everyone else is gonna hum around. That is not how we're gonna work. Like, you are gonna be, because you've got you've got the same genes. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you've got just as much talent, just as much charisma. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, men and women, their roles are slightly different, or at least how, you know, we're a bit traditional in that sense. Not saying, you know, you can't mix it up sometimes, but generally speaking, that's how we are. But with the girls, like, I want them to be strong. I want them to learn to lead themselves, so that in the end, when someone does come and lead, you can hand it over happily. If you can recognize the leadership qualities in the other person. So I will not be one of those dads that's like, oh gosh, you know, my girl's getting married to, you know, so and so or whatever, and I never wanted that to happen. I want all of them to get married, all of them, and I want them all to have a family, and God willing, do better than we did. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I want for them ultimately. But I don't want the girls to be frilly-nilly, kind of just float through life and get taken in whatever direction. Exactly. Strong, independent women, do you know what I mean, who are strong as a unit, because there's obviously four of them. Do you know? And I want them to be as dope as anyone else. Like, so the girls is, I'm not easy. I'm not easy with any of the children, to be totally honest. Like, I love big, but I also have to keep the ship in check. Big. Do you know what I mean? So, I
think with the girls, you kind of vibe off like how things me as well. And although I will say, I'll put it out there, that as a woman, I think I'm quite hard in terms of emotions.
I would agree.
So yeah, I'm not kind of your typical cry about everything woman. I'm getting a bit softer as I get older, but can be quite stern.
Yeah, but I think that's so dope until you know it's safe to let out your because like your emotions need to be cared for, like, and you need to be secure when you let them out. Like, that's why it's not wrong to cry, but it's wrong to cry in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Some people take advantage of that.
Unless you're God forbid your parents have died or something like that. We're not talking about, but we're talking about you've fallen over, grazed your leg, like, you know, come on, get up, man. Like, not that.
But
like,
as your wife as to how to deal with the girl. So, for
100%.
example, if we've got a situation in the family where maybe someone's made a mistake or done something naughty, and they you know, we're speaking to them about it, and they need to speak up for themselves. As a woman, you might get the throat and feel emotional when you're actually admitting, okay, I did this thing that was wrong, and although, yeah, I'm not sure I get that so much, but sometimes the girls do. And
but Ella takes after her dad much more than mum in the way she handles her home, as in takes care of it and whatnot, but in emotions, no, you're both quite no, she's done though. But dad is, again, he is a very concise man, and he has taught Ella very, very well, like very well. And yeah, so I'm into psychology a lot. I don't study it in a formal sense, but I study it every minute of every day. And I'm talking about when I meet someone for the first time. Why does this person stand out and that person doesn't? When and it's all in the hope that I can be a better teacher. You know. Oh, what gives you the edge over so and so and whatever. So with Ella, I studied her for ages. Like, even 100%.
And you didn't know?
Yeah, for ages, because I knew there's a big chance that, God willing, bless with children, some of them could be girls. So I need to know what upsets you. I need to know what makes you happy. I need to know what makes you fearful to try. What makes you feel confident to try. I need to know all these things so that I can, like, nip it in the bud when I see it. And trust me, bro, in my family, I see these traits. When the children come true, you see these things very early. And what I feel a lot of people do is they say, let them be kids. They don't need to be allowed to be kids, because they are kids. They're not. What they need to aspire to is maturity. So we can't bring, when you're a child, we can't bring the level all the way down to you. What we do is we applaud your efforts, but we keep the bar up here until you
come up.
Like that nothing else to me.
There's nothing else in life runs like that. If you're studying to become a doctor, they don't bring the levels of.
They don't say, "Oh, right, yeah, well, you know,
you got to come up.
You just about know what a tibia is. You're in.
You know?
Come up higher. No, I hear that, man.
Yeah, I think with certain things, so if one of the girls might have to be speaking up for themselves in a situation where they've done something and they've got to explain what they've done or whatnot, or what they've learned, and they get a bit emotional. I think with the boys, where you'll be like, do you know what? You've done something wrong, own it. You know, stand up for what you've done, and then carry on with your day and make sure you make the right changes. With a girl, they'll probably need some sort of emotional outlet, but then at the same time, it's usually at least, okay, understood that, right, come, let me hold you. And
so what I would do in that kind of instance, that exact kind of instance where I know they need some emotional support, what I'm going to ask you to do is push through that first, and then I will give you what you need. You see what I'm saying? So first, we're going to be strong. We're going to try our best to be strong. We're going to try and beat expectation. By that first. Okay, and if you get there, cool, I'll congratulate you. And if you don't get there, then we'll keep working. Do you know what I mean? But what I can't do is, I can't mollycoddle you, or whatever the phrase is. We can't do that all the time. Like, there is going to be a time where we have family movie night, which, again, because it's busy, we don't get to do it half as much as we would like to. But life is made for living. Like, sitting down all the time is not living. Do you know? We have to do, and time is the only thing in life you can't get back, right? And one of the only things in life that is not guaranteed. So whatever you got, do your utmost with it, and then if you go out tomorrow, at least you can say, I worked my hardest. I did what I could. Now it's my time. Do you know?
Let me ask you guys. If first off, big up to everyone that's been with us so far. all the GRIMWADE gang. I've seen Jamaica in there. I've seen Bermuda. I've seen Colorado. I've seen Texas. Big up to everybody that is tuned into 21 Questions with the GRIMWADE family. Back. D181, we've kind of taken him out. I don't know what they're saying there. But you lot are saying some really powerful things. And I think one thing I want to, we've got about, how much? We've got about 10 minutes left. I want to ask,
No.
I wanted to ask, bear in mind you only have one pass card.
Okay.
Yeah. Go on. Hit us with it.
We've got South Africa.
Yeah. Rap.
Which one is your favourite child?
Yeah. Now, what I think on this, that's a great question. I think children at different times, like,
Really?
yeah. People will say, "Oh, you're not allowed to say that." Like,
I like that.
I don't know why they say it in an American accent, but yeah, I think at different times, because for me, my favorite child is the one that's taking on the most teaching and is applying it, and I can see it being applied. Like, and obviously that doesn't mean you don't help out the ones, you know, that maybe aren't getting it straight away or whatever, but because you're leading, you're running with the baton, you're showing, you're the first one to clock and work it out. So now your kids, again, remember, going back to how competitive we are, I remember, like, they're gonna want to mimic basically, but I remember from before we had kids, I said, Lord, if I can get the first one right, and what's right is subjective, but if I can do a decent job with the first
one, the foundation,
others will, it will be easier. Not easy, because not an A, but yeah. Do you know what I mean? And to be honest, it actually surprised me what happened after that. Like, because when Hosanna came after that, and Hallie and Harper and, you know, Hazra and Houston, like, because Rue is so advanced, like, ridiculously advanced in everything he does, says, thinks. Like, yeah, what did he say the other day?
Came out of pizza the other day, and the kids had already had their dinner. Yeah. So it was just before they was going to bed or something. They might have been having
Rue
tea.
loves to eat, by the way.
Rue loves his food. I was just dishing Tim's pizza up for him.
And he had just finished his dinner, by the way.
Yeah, and Hazara was like, Mum, can I have some pizza, please? I said, no, Rue, you've already eaten. Pizza anyway. And he was like, well, just a little bit of pizza then, can I please have, Mum? I was like, no. So
that kind of reasoning, like, I'm not, and that's Rue again. Like, he does not accept no, in a sense. And I love that. I love that, because
his daddy, so I could maybe just
so, but he'll reason and he'll be like, okay, so what is acceptable here?
Yes.
No, nothing ventured, nothing gained. But now where I still want in, so how do I do that? Like, and even like little stuff, like he came in the other day and he sat down. Oh, that's it, because he was having a bit of a moment or whatever, and he came in and sat down with me, and I said, you need to stay with me, you know, in the room, because Mum's doing something, so you need to stay in here with me, you know, for a little while or whatever. So sit there. And his reasoning is suck up the tears and then be like, he goes, I'm fine now, Dad. I'm fine now. Like, and while he's saying I'm fine now, excusing himself off the sofa to go out, because I came in, and that's why I'm in here, and that's why I had to stay. So if I can fix that, then I can go, right? Do you know what I mean? So, and those things I'm always proud of, even in the moment when it's awkward and I'm like, no, because you can't go, Rue, because Mummy's doing something or whatever. There's a secret fist bump, like, do you know? You're getting it. You're getting. Oh, and
we will openly tell the kids, we'll be like, you're not doing good right now. This one is doing good right now. Fix what you're doing.
100%. Like, people, when they work hard and they are winning, they need to be told you're winning. When people are not, they need to be told you are not, and it is not okay to just slump. It's not cool, because the world don't care for you like that. So if you go in your work and you slack, no parents about there, no special connections there, fired. So better I tell you, and you, when you get there,
you know,
or I can lie to you my whole life, or your whole life up until that point,
Yeah.
and then you go and you find out and you go, what the heck happened? That's one thing we don't want, and that's why we keep most things open, because I don't want my children surprised.
Yeah.
And trust me, if you don't talk to your kids, there's a lot of surprises out there.
Coming.
Like,
It's true. It's true, guys, man.
Before we go, like I think Hassan saying, Mum, if a building was burning, which 3 children would you save? She asked me. I was like, do you know what? I can't even answer that question.
Wow.
She goes, well, I think it would make sense that you save the youngest 3 because they've had less life.
and again,
And
you're like, yes,
okay,
you are reason. That is very mature.
Yeah.
Like, that is the reason, like, because I know they've asked a couple of times, like, if like we've said to each other standard, if we were ever in a problem and our family was in danger, we forget about each other. You need to get the children because they've got longer life. They've got a lot of life ahead of them. So, and we just have to agree. So in the moment, it's never going to be, there's not going to be no thinking. It's just going to be action. So no time wasted, action. Because you never, do you know what I mean? You never know.
It's true. Guys, thank you so much, man. You lot have shared so much behind, I guess, what's helping you and what's guiding your principles and just directing you. And, you know, everyone that's tuned in today, we're from different countries. You can see how far your example is going. Do not think that you put up a video and that's it. There are people who are literally taking the principles, these godly principles and values and morals, and they're applying it, taking them and putting it into their home, implementing it into their families. And I think that is, let that spur you on. Let that continue to be an energizer, a battery in your back, that what you're doing, it matters. If not now, 5 years, 10 years, when these children grow up and they start contributing influentially into this community, we're going to be able to tell them, because we watch them grow, we're going to be saying, you know what, your mum and your dad, they did amazing. And they're going to go on to be their own individuals that can raise their children, you know. So, guys, can we have a round of applause, please, for the GRIMWADE family? Put a round of applause in the comment section.
Really, it's going to be 21.
You know what a good talk is. So that was like 6 questions in an hour. But you didn't use your pass card. So, would you like to see your prize?
Yeah, man, why not?
Are you sure you're ready?
Well, no, but again, ready as we ever be.
So this is a big thing in your family. This is a big scenario in your family that happens a lot. So I hope this will help you on your way.
What is it? I can't even say.
Is it hair. Is it Jamaican castor oil?
Castor oil.
That gets used.
I had that other day, so thank you.
We'll get that in the post somehow. But guys, thank you so much for joining us, man. 21 questions with the GRIMWADE family.
He's right to go meet up in the park, right? Because I need my castor oil from you. Yeah.
Say again?
We can get together soon, man.
100%. Sending love to you and the family. Thank you so much for joining us today, man. And just keep doing what you're doing, man. All right, guys. Love, guys. GRIMWADE gang, say good night and say goodbye.
Hey, gang, we love you.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us for 21 questions with the GRIMWADE family. It's been amazing. If you've never, ever been involved with 21 questions, we've got like 10, 12 episodes where you can go back and hear about all the great conversations that we've had with various people and the wisdom that they've kind of dropped. So all you have to do is go up, click the link in our bio, and we've got content on our YouTube channel and on our different podcast channels as well. We're going to be back here next Thursday, 9 p.m. with another guest, and they're going to be sharing their life story and behind the scenes. If you're watching this on replay, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you leave a comment of how you found it. Let me shout out some people. Big up Lady Lee, who we got. Big up Yvette, Hoodie X Maya. Big up Diana, Maya Rose. Shout out to you. Who else we got? Jackie, big up to you. The Therapy of Shah, shout out to you. Jazzy Jai, big up to you. I am Michelle Clark, your favorite family. Thanks for tuning in. Missy Pat, shout out to you. Who else are we going to shout out today? Dance to Laugh, shout out to you. Hoodie X Maya, you lot got some interesting names up in here. Shout out to you. Justin Antoinette, shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in. Big up everyone from the United States. Big up everyone from South Africa.